The Prime Minister writes to Amma, guarantees people's safety but adds that Tamil Nadu needs power from the Kudankulam nuclear plant. Created to monitor climatic conditions, ISRO successfully launches its PSLV-C-18, an Indo-French tropical weather satellite from Sriharikota. A suspension of jail terms for the 32 accused in the Vachati riot and rape cases comes from the Madras High Court. Few suicides in Chennai, a lady police constable pulls the trigger and a Southern Railway officer jumps off his apartment building. Beware, it says, using as a card skimmer to clone your debit card and siphon away your account balance. We tell you the precautionary measures soon. Hello and good evening. You're watching Headlines Now with me, Anu George Kandinas Open. Over to the national headlines. Supreme High Court activist Prashant Bhushan was beaten up by two youngsters who were suspected to be from Sri Ram Sena. Salman Khurshid's comment on investment in India being damaged by business kept in jail has been termed as disturbing by the Supreme Court. The Delhi High Court acquits former IPS officer and PMO official R.K. Sharma and journalist Shivan Bhatnagar's murder, allows him the benefit of doubt. And Shah Rukh Khan tells us about the most ridiculous questions he's faced, even one about him being gay, and how he answered. Post-Chief Minister Jayalalitha's letter to the Prime Minister requesting him to intervene in the Kudankulam power plant crisis, the Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh responded in his letter. Despite assuring safety, he has termed Tamil Nadu as the most industrialized state in the country and therefore strong and consistent source of power is of utmost importance. A few of his statements are as follows, and I quote. The central government attaches the highest importance to ensuring that the use of nuclear energy in the country meets the highest safety standards. The government will not compromise on safety in the pursuit of our nuclear energy program. Tamil Nadu is one of the most industrialized states of the country. Of the 2000 megawatts power, allocation of power to Tamil Nadu is 925 megawatts. In case power is suddenly withdrawn, this will impact the state's development and industrialization plans. Despite the Prime Minister's assurance to look into their concerns, the indefinite fast enters day 4. The Tamil Nadu Cabinet last month passed a resolution asking the Prime Minister to intervene. Chief Minister J. Jayalalitha had said that till the villagers were convinced that they were safe, no further activity should take place at the Kudankulam plant. The villagers even doubt if the State Cabinet passed the resolution with genuine concern. The plant, according to expert agencies and the Union government, not only generates more nuclear power than anywhere else in India, but also meets international standards. The nuclear power plant, which is built for nearly 13,000 crore rupees, is expected to help solve Tamil Nadu's considerable power problems. The locals have been demanding for immediate suspension of work at the plant due to safety concerns, following the nuclear disaster at the Fukushima power plant in Japan early this year, triggered by the devastating earthquake in the country.
In and around Kudankulam are planning to ask the workers not to go to work in a non-violent manner. And we hope that governmental authorities, either state and central government, would intervene and halt the work at the Kudankulam nuclear power plant.
Moving to news of the by-elections in Trichurapalli Assembly constituency, they will begin tomorrow, the 13th October at 8 in the morning and will close at around 5 p.m. At a total of 240 polling stations of 2,08,427 total voters, 1,02,924 are men and the remaining lakh are women and others. There are various measures put in place to make sure that there is a free and fair poll. 5 companies of Central Armed Police Forces have been deployed for the elections. Live recording of the polling process would take place in all the polling stations of the constituency from start to the finish. Micro-observers working with the Government of India will be deployed in all the 240 polling stations. SMS-based monitoring will take place throughout the day of polling to assess the status of polling. More bad news for DMK senior leader Ponmudi, who was put behind bars on land grab charges. Now he has to face an extension of remand. The Directorate of Vigilance and Anti-Corruption had earlier conducted an inquiry against Ponmudi, former Minister for Higher Education and Mines, for accumulating wealth disproportionate to his known sources of income while he was a state minister. The Madras High Court today suspended the jail term handed by a sessions court to the 32 accused convicts in the Vachati riot and rape cases. Just to give you a background of this case, these convicts were forest officials and from the Revenue Department along with police personnel, including a retired conservator of police. Dharmapuri Sessions Court had found District Forest Officer S. Balaji and retired Conservator of Forest M. Harikrishnan guilty of committing atrocities on residents of Vachati, a tribal hamlet in Dharmapuri district in 1992. In their appeals, Harikrishnan and Balaji, the first and fourth accused, said the trial court had erred in convicting them under SAST Prevention of Atrocities Act since they were not required to perform any duties under this act. India's first satellite to study the monsoon and climate change is successfully launched from Sriharikota, and along with it, a smaller satellite called Jugnu, prepared by students at the Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur, has also been launched. India's latest satellite, the Megatropics, launched in Sriharikota today, will study the patterns and dynamics of the monsoon. The 1,000-kilo satellite was one of the 4 hoisted into space today, about 80 kilometers from Chennai. The French flavor in the name of the satellite has its roots in the joint venture between India and France, which hopes to gain more information on how global warming will impact the monsoon. Built at a cost of rupees 500 crore, India has contributed the satellite bus and rocket to launch the Megatropics into space. France has provided most of the high-tech scientific instruments. India's workhorse rocket, the PSLV, now handling its 20th launch, was used today for the mission.
We await the separation of the Jugnu spacecraft. The
PSLV C-18 flight has been a grand success. Very precisely, 4 satellites were injected into a circular orbit, and the difference between what we planned and what we achieved is just 2 kilometers over an altitude of 867. We have the Megatropic satellite, which is a joint Indo-French mission. And we have 3 co-passenger satellites made by SRM University, Chennai, IIT Kanpur, and from Lux Space of Luxembourg.
If you travel regularly from Bangalore via road to Chennai, it might be great news for you. According to MTS, now you can enjoy the high-speed data connectivity on Chennai-Bangalore highway with MTS Blaze. The telecom operator claims users can use the data card without facing much problems. Also, with this launch, MTS becomes the first telecom operator in the country to launch high-speed connectivity on the 350-kilometer national highway between Chennai and Bangalore.
Border lane that comes to Sridhar. So we also done a lot of innovations.
Entire stretch, we will, you can reasonably expect 500 kbps plus an additional. And in some cases, when you're close to towers, you can even expect 1 Mbps. That is the, and if you happen to be traveling at 2 a.m. in the morning, if you're the lone subscriber, you can potentially get 2.5 Mbps, which is probably the fastest speeds that you can ever experience on any technology in terms of high speed. That's probably what we'll do, but on average, to surf, you'll get high-speed data. Currently, it is categorized as anything above 256 kbps. We'll be well above that for the entire stretch of Tamil Nadu, for Chennai, Bangalore.
When we come back, we'll tell you why Chennai beaches need a facelift.